In my previous videos, I've introduced you to
Gabriella. Gabriella. And she's Italian.
my 2009 Aprilia Shiver, and I've been holding back from you. I actually have something else that's in the garage that I've kept kind of hidden from you guys, and that's because I wanted to really concentrate on talking about
Gabriella. And she's Italian.
the Shiver, the 2009 Shiver. And this has been a wonderful bike. I've only had a couple little things that I've had to do. I've had to do a little bit of work on the brakes, but it was minor. And overall, it's just been a great motorcycle. And it's one of those things that it's not the best at freeway riding. So I decided a year ago that I needed a freeway bike, a bike that just stands out, you know, has a absolutely great attitude on highways, because we do have to cover, living in mid-Michigan here, a lot of flat land that have straight roads. And if you get on the freeways, the clip in, you know, our northern part of Michigan, you get on some of the freeways north of Mount Pleasant, I've seen the clip 85 to 90 miles an hour is what's the average speed. So I've been thinking of it as like Michigan's mini Autobahn, and it's just one of those things that this bike at 90 miles an hour, that motor's screaming. And I didn't think it would have a lot of longevity. I think what this bike does the best is somewhere between 55 and 65. It seems to really enjoy those speeds, and gets good mileage at those speeds. I can approach 50 miles per gallon by doing that. And the RPMs are, you know, 5,000 and under, you know, 6,000 RPMs and under. And, you know, if you're droning away with this thing at 8,000 RPMs or 7,000 RPMs, it's a lot of RPMs, you know. So that was my thought. So without further ado, we're going to get into what I decided would be a great companion for Gabriella here. Some of the things I love about the Aprilia Shiver: it's a light bike. It's still under, you know, it's easily under 500 pounds. You can unbolt some parts from it and shave, you know, 25, 30 pounds off this bike easy. You can get it down to, you know, 430, 450 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood, just depending on what you take off from it and stuff you don't add to it. So it's a great light bike for just blasting around. I intended this for just getting on the bike after work and going for a, you know, hour or 2 hour ride on it. It's turned out to be a very comfortable bike for me to do longer, and I've done full days on it many times. And I did Lansing to Mackinac back in a day on it, and didn't bother me a bit. I mean, that was a pretty good haul. I didn't necessarily want to hop on a bike the next day and go for a ride. I was a little sore, but not ridiculously sore. And riders that have been out there for a long time can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Things that I disliked about the Shiver that made me feel that I needed to add another bike into the mix. The biggest thing was the freeway and the high RPMs at freeway speed. The other thing that really bothered me about this bike was really the lack of storage and the overall inability to carry luggage on this. It's got a high swept exhaust on the bike that really limits how much or how big of bags you could put on this bike. They make carriers that extend outside the bike. It doesn't really look that great on the bike. And I thought about putting touring luggage on this because I still believe that the best roads are back roads at 50, 55 miles an hour, of just enjoying the outdoors and the local scenery wherever you're at. So I did decide to buy a larger bike for that purpose, and we'll get into that right now. And here it is, the bike I'd like to introduce you to, and her name is
Fujima, 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 Fujima. Fujima.
And it's a Japanese word in kanji. Is wind, is poetry. In other words, you is what the kanji means.
It's made in Japan.
The 2006 Yamaha FJR 1300. Manual transmission. This is not the automatic or auto shift model. It is a powerhouse machine. A couple of the things that I do really love about this bike is the adjustable seat, adjustable handlebars, adjustable suspension in the front. It's got really actually very nice forks on it for basically a tour bike. It's almost sport bike-ish in the adjustments. You have compression, rebound, dampening, and preload adjustments on it. And me being a bigger guy, I really do appreciate that. The rear has less adjustments to it. Still has adjustments. There's a hard and a soft setting where you can just flip a lever down here and go from a soft to a hard setting. Because I'm a big guy, I ride with it on the hard setting all the time, and a lot of people that own these bikes really do the same thing, because it's got an adjustable seat on it. And when I bought this bike, the guy that had it before had the seat mounted all the way down, which tended to pinch
My nads
into the tank, and just was not a comfortable ride completely. Also raised the step in the seat, and on the highway I can kind of stand up a little bit, scooch back, and I can actually sit on the back seat and reach the bars no problem. So I'm very tall. I'm 6'5", with long arms, so definitely not a problem of riding from the back seat if I need to, just to kind of get a different seating position for a few miles. And it's a great, it's a great bike for carving up a lot of miles. I went out for an afternoon ride this spring with it. I rode from Lansing to Holland, north through Whitehall, all the way up to I was up by Hart, and then I cut back across, ended up in Shepherd, and on US 127, and headed south from Shepherd back to Lansing. So I mean, that was a pretty stout ride for a day, all back roads, except for my last part of it on the 127 coming back, and I took the freeway over to Holland, so I rode 96 over to Holland to start the trip. But overall, it's a nice highway bike. It gets about 42, 44 miles a gallon, and it's a Camel. It's got a big tank on it. I think over 6 gallons. It's somewhere close to 6 if it's not 6. When I bought this, that maybe I won't want the other bike anymore. It really hasn't turned into that. I really do enjoy the Aprilia Shiver immensely. And I don't know if one day I'll just say, hey, I want one bike. I like the fact of having two. If one's down for service, you've got another one to ride. So your riding season is uninterrupted if you have two motorcycles that are both good runners. And this bike is really, it's prepped, it's ready for riding. I bought it for the capacity to carry luggage. It's got saddlebags on it that keep on all the time. I've also got a trunk for it that matches the bike. Around town, I don't keep the trunk on it. Matter of fact, they don't recommend using the trunk with the saddlebags with this bike. I've ridden it that way on the freeway. It seems a little wandery if it does, but not uncontrollable by any means. It's just overall a very nice bike for freeway riding. Still not overly heavy where you can enjoy some twisty back roads with it. It's got a comfortable seating position. It's just overall a nice bike. I do plan on keeping it for a while and racking up some miles on it and enjoying riding this one. So in future videos, you're going to see this bike and some videos I shoot on this one. And hopefully we can get out there, raise some money for the Gary Sinise Foundation. Like, subscribe. Those subscriptions are helping the Gary Sinise Foundation get closer to that $200 goal. I kicked up the first 10 bucks. You give me 100 subscriptions out there, YouTubers, and I'll kick up another 10 bucks. So even if you can't donate, hey, your subscription's helping. And if you want to kick up a few bucks for veterans and first responders to the Gary Sinise Foundation, hey, 50 cents, $1, $2, $5, whatever we can do to get to that $200 goal would be greatly appreciated from myself, and I'm sure from all the veterans and first responders out there. They are our true American heroes.
I know you got $1.
Please like, subscribe, click the bell to make sure you get all of our notifications of new videos. I've been trying to post at least a couple videos a week, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Get out there and ride. It's a great day for it.